What's up, everyone? You're very welcome along. It is Monday. It's a late night agenda. I'm your host, Craig, and you know when I've earphones on, I'm not on my own. I warned you. I told you this motherfucker was going to be back. Dave has joined me all the way from Germany. Dave, long time no speak. How the hell are you?
Good, buddy. Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm tickety boo, buddy. Tickety boo.
Good,
Always
man.
just
Hi, no
soldiering
speak. How
along.
the hell are you? Good, buddy.
What?
Good, thank
I'm
you.
in
How
the
are you?
background.
Sorry, that's my laptop there just acting the maggot. Sorry, I had to turn down something.
Mine caught me out a few times when I'm doing these things. When I have a guest on like yourself, I always have to put another pair of earphones on my
Yeah.
laptop just to make sure. Anyway, let's say hello to a few people before we get stuck into the preview. Brian is in, Kyle is in, Mossy's in, Prez Mane, Liverpool Football Club, John Hamilton, Best Buddies, Ethan Collins, Gary, Frank, LFC Team, Tony Watson, Patrick Sill, James Parks, Tussy, Arda, Gary, Daz Fitch, and Daz, mate, while I have you here, I finally figured out. Yesterday you said to me, did I get your message? I did, mate. I forgot that it was on Patreon. I will be in contact, mate. We'll sort something out with regards to the meetup on the 12th. Apologies, it didn't click with me yesterday, mate, but when I got offline I realised who it was that had messaged me. Patrick's in, SDC is in, Brandon's in, Jason's in, Domestic Butler, Zeta, Tom Boland, Mossy, and look, lots of other people. Like, this is getting too busy. When I started this out, Dave, it was easy to say hello to everybody at the start of the streams. Now I'm spending 2-3 minutes, which is a good complaint to have.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can remember when we were on at first, it was, you'd see the people coming in dribs and drabs, but now it's crazy. It's brilliant to see. Brilliant.
I still say to people, I'm still convinced when I come on, I'm always worried that there'll be nobody in the chat. I'm always worried that it'll be just me on my own when I come on. That's alright, I can talk. I'm an Irishman. It's built into us, buddy. We can talk.
Exactly. Talk the hind legs out of an ass. Exactly.
Look, ladies and gents, there is lots for us to get through tonight. I won't be dipping into the chat just for a few minutes because I want to catch up with Dave, but I promise you I will be back to it soon. I just want to get through the preview. As you can see, and Dave, I don't know if you can see it at your end, but I'm going to go through my predicted 11. We had a little chat before we started, and I was saying to you that I'm being a pessimist here, mate. I'm banking on Firmino not actually being available to start tomorrow, even though Klopp, I think, did come out and say, if I'm correct, that he's going to be training tomorrow.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. I can see your team, and I'd be making two changes. I'm optimistic that Firmino will start. He's as tough as old boots. And I also think Trent will start as well. I think Gomez, for what he could be up against, hasn't got the 100% match sharpness yet, if I'm honest. But Firmino, I think if Firmino is 75% fit, I think you've got to start him because it's such an important game.
Absolutely. If Bobby is fit, he's in my team, 100%. No argument whatsoever. I'm just being a little bit pessimistic.
Yeah.
I've been hurt too much over the past few weeks, buddy.
Yeah. No, apart from that, I have the exact same midfield in my head, kind of like 4-1-2-3 with Fabinho holding.
For those of you that can't see the team that I've gone with, I've gone for Alisson in goal, Joe Gomez at right back, Van Dijk. He's put Gomez in twice because I think Connor's had a stroke. Joe Gomez at right back, Van Dijk, Joel Matip. I don't know why he has Gomez in twice. Ignore that. It's Joel Matip I have playing alongside him. Robbo at left back, Fabinho, Henderson, and Gini Wijnaldum in the midfield. And then I've got Mane, Origi, and Salah. But if Bobby's available, 100% Bobby starts. No question about it. I didn't even notice the two Gomez thing till I was starting to read it out there. Connor sent me this image earlier on. I didn't check it because I'm the one that makes mistakes, not Connor.
Be great if there was two Gomez's though. Be fantastic.
Be fucking brilliant, wouldn't it? Be absolutely
absolutely.
fucking brilliant. Yeah, as I said, guys, I know there's two Gomez in the team. I would say that's my bad, but for once it isn't actually my bad. It's Connor's bad. Matip I have playing alongside Van Dijk. Dave, I think what you're saying is you'd put Gomez maybe at centre back and put Trent at right, or would you stick with Matip and Van Dijk?
I'd stick with Matip and Van Dijk. Yeah, my team would be pretty much that. As I said, Trent on the right, Firmino up front, the exact same midfield, yeah, and Matip next to Van Dijk. Because Matip, look, in fairness to Matip, he doesn't deserve to be dropped or taken out. He's playing brilliantly. So, he seems to have formed a pretty good relationship with Van Dijk as well. So no, I wouldn't change Matip for Lovren or Gomez.
I've gone for a 2-2 score prediction, Dave, but apart from giving me your score prediction, one of the questions that I had down to ask you tonight was what constitutes a good result for the Reds over in Barcelona?
It is a good question. I think I was kind of thinking about this as well, and because I know you gave me a couple of questions before, like we came on, but I was thinking about this today and kind of how And look, I suppose the difference is, or Barcelona, I suppose, or any team going to Barcelona, there's probably only two teams on top of their form that can go to Barcelona and get a win, and we're one of them. If we play 100% and we play our game, we can beat Barcelona. And we also have that hoodoo over Barcelona as well, that they'll be thinking, right, we're playing Liverpool. They're the only English team that's ever beaten us in the Nou Camp, and we've done it twice, albeit, look, one was 12 years ago now and the other was in the 70s. But in world football now, if Liverpool are playing top form, we can beat absolutely anyone. I have zero fear going into this game. I think we'll beat them there. I think 2-1.
I love it. I love it. And do you know what? I know, like most of us, you're being optimistic, but you're backing the lads. And I'm not scared of this Barcelona team one bit, Dave. Having watched them a little bit this season, having watched them in the Champions League, particularly against Manchester United in the last round, I'm not scared. You've got to be respectful of any team that has Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Dembele, Ivan Rakitic in midfield, Jordi Alba, Andre Ter Stegen. I mean, there are names there we could keep listing off, but I don't know. I'm just backing our boys to get through this tie.
I think their backline is dodgy, and I think, like, if I was going to go through their team, I don't think Umtiti will start. I think it'll be Lenglet. I think he's formed a pretty decent partnership with PK. But if our three boys click, and look, Mo Salah's coming to form at the right time, and he's unplayable. There's no defender in world football that can deal with Mo Salah when he's on top form. It's as simple as that, unless you completely cripple the lad. I think that they're for the take, and I think, look, they were poor against Levante. I watched them on Saturday evening, and it wasn't until Messi came on they upped their game. And I think if you can stop their midfield, and if you can certainly cut off the supply to Messi, I'm not going to say they're an ordinary team, but you can make them look ordinary if you have the correct setup and the correct attitude going in, that you just can't be scared of them. And I think it'd be the other way around. I think, look, the pressure is also on Barcelona in front of their fans, and there's absolutely no reason why we can't get a result here. Absolutely no reason.
Do you think Klopp is going to have a specific plan to deal with Messi, or do you think he's going to just concentrate on what we need to do and concentrate on Liverpool's formation and the way that we play?
It'd be both, Craig, to be honest with you. I think you'd be daft not to kind of have a threefold kind of plan. Do you know what I mean? Of course we have to play our own game. But at the same side, you have to respect Barcelona and what they can do to you or any other team as well. They are a fantastic team. But I think my point, the argument I'm trying to make is, I think if both teams played 100%, Liverpool are the better team. Messi is, look, he's one of the greatest players that ever to have played the game, but he's one player. You cut off the likes of Artur and Rakitic in the midfield, and I think our boys Naby Keita and Fabinho, if they're starting, can do that. They're going to be short on supply. And look, we have the best centre-back in world football. It'd be interesting to see where exactly Messi plays. Does he swap maybe with Suarez? Does he go into the centre? Does he drop back a bit? And even though he can drop back a bit, you have Fabinho on him then. And Fabinho, man-to-man marking, he reminds me of Didi Hamann. Again, a fantastic defensive midfielder. So if you cut off their supply, you cut off Messi, you have a huge chance of putting one over them. Huge chance. One
thing I've noticed about Barcelona, and you mentioned Messi, when he gets frustrated, when he's not in the game, he does tend to drop deeper back into midfield to try and make things tick. And for me, that's a good sign. If we can get Messi dropping deeper, if we can drop him back into midfield, then we can try and contain him in there much easier than in and around the 18-yard box, where you're giving away frees if you bring him down in good shooting positions. And I trust Fabinho, as you said, or Henderson if he's in there, or Gini, or whoever plays in the six, to do a good job on him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well what we've got to be worried about, and I have no doubt Klopp will be onto the lads about this as well, is the shithousery tactics from Barcelona, because this diving, and they have a player we know extremely well who's one of the big shittest houses in world football, is Suarez. Great when he's on your team, but an absolute pain in the hole to deal with when he's not. And look, they're a Spanish team. There's no doubt about it that if the game is not going their way, or let's say it's 0-0 or 1-0 to Liverpool, that they will start resorting to these things. Or, sorry, even on the flip side, if they're 1-0 up or 2-1 up and they want to hold on to a result, they'll be time wasting, they'll be diving, they'll be all play acting and all this. So there's loads of things that Klopp has needs to look at, but no doubt with kind of the analysts he has there and Klopp himself, look, he'll have a plan. He won't just have one plan. I think Klopp will have a couple of plans how to deal with these guys.
Dom Byrne said, you can't leave Trent out of the team. The reason, Dom, mate, that I've gone with the selection I've gone with, even with the two Joe Gomez's in my team, is that away from home, Dave, sometimes in Europe or in big games in Europe, we have seen Jurgen Klopp take out Trent Alexander-Arnold and put Joe Gomez in at right back.
Or Milner. I think if Gomez was 100% fit, I think he'd be starting centre back with Van Dijk. I just think this is too big of a game for Joe Gomez to come in at. But you're right. Trent probably does need a rest, but we've had a good look. I suppose it's not a huge break, but he said we've had, since we played Newcastle, it'd be 5 days, 6 days, let's say. And that's a pretty decent break because, again, we mentioned it before we went on. The lad's probably on doing a lot of training now. Is just keeping the condition up. Whether that be, a light bit of jogging with five-a-sides, whatever it might be, or tactical work. But
or little jaunts up and down to London to collect awards.
That's it, exactly. Or flying to New York to collect Times People of Person of the Year, whatever it is. But look, you look at Barcelona, as I said, going back to, they played Saturday evening. Levante didn't make it easy for them. Fair enough, they did rest a few players. I think Messi came on at half-time or the 55th minute, whatever it was. I forget. I didn't see the beginning of the second half. And
I think he came on at half-time.
Was it half-time? There you go. Okay. But he changed the game when he came on. But again, they look so ordinary without him. They really, really did. Like, they don't... Without Messi, you take Messi out of that team, they're nothing to be worried about. As I said, I think on paper, if you look at both 11s with what we have, I think we're the better team as well. I'm not just saying that. I'm more than confident that on our day we can beat absolutely anyone in world football.
Just a couple of people in the chat wondering who's talking. That's Dave Henry. Dave is one of the original people in Anfield Agenda. When we started with our podcast, it was myself, Cash, Tom, Dave, Chris, Connor. And yeah, Dave Henry, most people will know, but if you're new in or you've only subscribed recently, if you want to give him a follow on Twitter, by the way, it's at DHCopi, I believe. Is that correct?
That's right, mate, yeah.
And he talks a lot more sense to me over on there as well. So if you do want to give him a follow on there, it's at DHCopi. Yeah, Dave, look, it's always great to catch up, but I'm not letting you go yet because I know there's going to be some questions for you, buddy. I know people will have some questions. And we'll get stuck into Barca again. One thing that would be criminal, and I mentioned my fear to you before we started, is that the fear of possibly ending this season without a trophy, because it's one thing to say that we deserve a trophy. It's another thing to put one in the fucking cabinet, and we should be doing that at this point because they do deserve one. It's, oh God, I feel like such a hypocrite saying that, but this team deserves to take something from this season.
Yeah, they do, and it's just unfortunate that we're up against in the league, I suppose, a unique side, and I don't want to call them amazing, but they're pretty unique in what they do, Manchester City, and how they've done it is pretty unique as well. But that's for a different time and date. 91 points would have won the league. I don't know how many seasons out of, let's say since the Premier League started. But, we're in a funny position, and I suppose City are as well, because if City win the league and we win the Champions League, and you went to a City fan, would you swap the Champions League for a Premier League? They'd say absolutely, yeah. And you'd say to a Liverpool fan, would you swap the Champions League for a Premier League? We'd probably say, yeah, we would. This is huge, this game. I think it's just been overshadowed by the amazing run we're on in the Premier League, and I suppose how well we're playing. But this is absolutely huge. If you look at the context of things, where we were 3 years ago, we were struggling to get into a Champions League, full stop. It's our second second semi-final now in the trot. And people would have laughed at you 4 years ago if you said that. So this is a huge game. We're European royalty, as are Barcelona. Yeah, look, I'm kind of booking myself for Madrid. I'm kind of thinking, will I book it now or leave it? But I want to be there. And yeah, we do. We have to win a trophy. This team more than deserves a trophy. They've been absolutely phenomenal. To finish on 97 points and possibly not win Premier League is just, it's laughable. But that's all you can do, mate, is just laugh about it. There's nothing you can do. But to have, the chance to go in to Madrid, win a European Cup, head off then and win a Super Cup then the next in the August is brilliant. And I think Klopp is right as well what he's saying. This team is just starting now as well. The average age of the squad or something is 26. You look at the fullbacks and some of the players we have, the age they are, they're kids, and they're amazing. So they might not win something this season, but the foundation is in place for this team to kick on and dominate football. I have no doubt about it.
Gary said, you guys sound too confident. You've got to fear Barcelona and Messi. I think, Gary, I suppose I can only speak for myself here, but I don't think this team should fear anybody. You've absolutely got to respect the greatest of all time, in my opinion, and that Barcelona team. But think back, and Dave, I'm thinking back here to the beIN Sport clip. Do you remember a few months back where one of the journalists said everybody in Spain wants to avoid Liverpool?
Yeah, absolutely. And he even said that people in Barcelona, there was a new clip that came out that Barcelona are really worried about Liverpool. It's the team they didn't want to face. They want to get to a Champions League final as well. I respect Barcelona. What I was saying as well is, on their day, Barcelona can beat anyone in world football, and they can annihilate anyone in world football. But so can this Liverpool team as well. If this Liverpool team kick in and they play their game, they play with the swagger and the confidence that they have and the tactical nous that they have, we can beat Barcelona. There is no doubt in my mind.
Tom Boland said Dave is also known as Fuckum Dave, because for those of you that don't know, we've coined the term Fuckum on the channel, but it was Dave who first uttered those words back during the World Cup, buddy, if you remember.
When Germany got knocked out, yeah, that was funny.
If memory serves, you were with your good lady wife and there was a dinner party or something, and you were surrounded by Germans and they just got knocked out, and I said something to you like, I can only imagine what the mood must be like there, Dave. It must be difficult for you. And I think you turned around and just said, fuck him, mate, fuck him.
They were really cocky before the World Cup started, in the summer. And they just made themselves look like idiots. And yeah, they were giving it the big spuds before the World Cup. And it was kind of one of these things where I just went in and I just went, you shower fuckers. And they didn't like it, but it was, yeah, fuck them.
And Joel Heatley wants to know, what county are you from?
Mayo.
There you go. I knew the answer. I just wanted to let Dave answer. I'm from Dublin originally, Wexford, and Dave's in Mayo. And then we've got Cassius from Derry, Connor's from Wexford, Brian Morrissey's from Waterford. God, we're really lashing out the counties here, Dave.
There you go, yeah. Well, Chris as well. He's an adopted from Anaman, isn't he?
Oh, there you go. We'll take it. We'll take it. I think Liverpool should focus on scoring an away goal rather than stopping Messi, said Z. Would anybody else play Bobby as a false, or excuse me, would anybody else play a false 9 if Bobby is out and we're forced to start Origi, asks Azzy. Thoughts on that? If we do, maybe Mane drift into the centre, play Origi out wide?
I think if you play a false 9, you've got to be worried about Busquets because he's going to drop deep and that's kind of giving them an extra man in defence. Then no, I wouldn't play a false 9. I'd play the front 3 the way they are, especially if Bobby's playing, and just kind of let them cause havoc. I think as well with the Barcelona team, I don't know who'd be playing right back. I'd imagine it'd be Semedo, who's not the absolute quickest. If you put Mo Salah and him on the left, Mo Salah would be on the right. But if Mane's not slow. Jordi Alba then will be on the left. Good player, but again, if you can get at him, he can panic a bit as well. So no, I'd be going with the 3 guys up front, a flat 3, and just absolutely cause havoc with them.
I think we can get at Busquets. He was booked very early on against United. I thought he was very shaky against Manchester United. And look, Busquets is a top-notch, one of the best central defensive midfielders of the past 10 years. But again, like some other players in this Barcelona team, I don't think he is at the peak of his powers anymore.
I know you have Genie in there. I'd be tempted to start Naby. I think Naby's in cracking form. I made a post there on Twitter as well saying he hasn't even hit the form that's expected of him, which is the biggest compliment I can give him. I love Naby Keita. Taken a while to get him settled in, but the Premier League is in my opinion, miles ahead of the Bundesliga. But he's coming into form. We're starting to see the Naby that we should be seeing. And I'd have him on Busquets. Excuse me. I think he'll have the legs for Busquets. I think he has the shithousery for Busquets as well. That's what I'd be out of Naby in a kind of a more attacking role if Busquets does drop back a bit into kind of anchoring that midfield.
Couple of people asking about Bobby Firmino. The news seems to be that he's going to train tomorrow and then a decision will be made ahead of the game on Wednesday. So it's good news, and it's certainly better news than the likes of Stevie Nicol was trying to portray. I don't know if you've seen that, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is up with Stevie Nicol lately. He seems to be wanting to piss all over our parade at every opportunity, but he seemed to think Jurgen Klopp was lying about the extent of Firmino's injury. Stevie
Nicol was never the brightest tool in the box, so I wouldn't really pay any heed to him, what he says. There's loads of stories about him, how thick he is, so leave him at it.
Mike Rick makes a good, or Mike Rick, excuse me, makes a good point. But the referee said the referee is Bjorn Kuipers, and we were talking about this, Dave, before we came on. He will be the man in the middle when the Reds travel to the new camp to take on Barcelona on Wednesday. And the Catalan media aren't too happy about this, ladies and gents. Mundo Deportivo, who haven't got a patch on Mundo Sporto, I have to say. Mundo Deportivo point out that he's been in charge 8 times over the years for matches involving Barcelona, of which they've won just 3, losing once and drawing 4. And Dave, look, to me it seems like the sour grapes have already started. The media bombardment won't stop here, and I'm fully expecting to see over the next couple of weeks Liverpool players being linked to moves to Barcelona coming out of the Spanish media as well.
I'm not surprised with Barcelona, but in one way, Craig, I might get laughed at here. It's not that I don't agree with them, but I don't agree with the rules. I don't think there should be any referees representing Spain, England, or the Netherlands in the semi-finals. You shouldn't have any team that has kind of them nations left in it, because there could be biasly construed. Like you could have a referee from Portugal, Germany, Italy, France, whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? But
where do you draw the line there, though? I mean, we could make the same argument to say that Gini, Van Dijk are Dutch, therefore the referee shouldn't be Dutch. I can make that argument as well, and there's validity to that. So I get where you're coming from, but Spanish media aren't adverse to a little bit of bitching and whining and trying to get in and put pressure on referees or UEFA before a big game.
No, they're renowned for it. But again, it goes to show how much respect Barcelona have for Liverpool, because they're coming up with already the referee tactic. I guarantee you, Barcelona weren't complaining about the referee against United, because they had nothing to complain about, because they don't fear them. They fear Liverpool now, so they're trying to use every single tactic, and it goes back to the shithousery again. Barcelona are a shithouse of a club, let's be honest, the way they conduct their transfer business and things like that. So it's not a surprise they'll have the media out there on their side as well. I don't know who's the media again, sorry, for Barcelona.
I was going to say Mundo Sporto. Yeah. Mundo Deportivo was this particular outlet.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, though, just a B-Tech Mundo Sporto. John Hamilton said, I've said it several times before, Stevie Nicol needs to shut the fuck up and get his loyalty straight. I love that people don't hold back, Dave.
He's right, though. Like, Nicol, I think he's in the US, he's trying to make a name for himself out there. He didn't make a name for himself as a manager, so he's obviously trying to be a pundit now, but as I said, he's not the sharpest tool in the box as Stevie. Great player, great Liverpool servant, but no, not for me as an analyst or a pundit.
Z asks a question, I was going to get to this as well. We're looking at the Spurs-Ajax game tomorrow, of which we're doing a watch-along on the channel, ladies and gents, so maybe 15-20 minutes before kick-off we'll be going live for that one, so I hope you can join us. We also will have Expressions coming on Thursday to give us his view of the 2 quarter-final, or semi-finals, and a look ahead to the second legs. But Dave, for you, Spurs-Ajax, first leg at, is it called Spurs Stadium? I don't even know what they're calling it now at the minute, but it is a wonderful new stadium, in fairness to Spurs. What's your take on this one? What's your prediction for that game?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Ajax are in really good form. Good win at the weekend. You've seen what West Ham done to Spurs. Ajax are going into that game with absolutely no fear. Great young team. I fancy Ajax to get something, but I think they'll be happy with a score draw.
And no Son, no Harry Kane as well for Spurs for the first leg. Well, Kane out for both, but Son suspended for the first leg. It's going to be difficult. You don't want to be relying on Llorente in the Champions League semi-final first leg at home. Look, you've got Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli there. Both teams, to be fair to them, have had a fantastic Champions League campaign, and it's lovely to see the two of them in the semi-finals. I mean, I'm not bitter at all about this. Some people have a chip on the shoulder and don't like Spurs. I actually look at Spurs the same way I look at Liverpool, as a club that are trying to do things the right way, and I've always been very respectful of Spurs and think that Daniel Levy is doing things very well there. The stadium that they have is magnificent. They have a fantastic young manager. They've managed to keep hold of most of their good crop of players, although maybe they'll lose Eriksen in the summer. It's good to see Ajax and Spurs in that semi-final. I know people, there's Juventus fans out there, there's Manchester City fans out there, they're going to be screaming at us now, telling us to shut the fuck up, but there's something nice about it. It's always nice to see fresh blood.
Yeah, and this is Spurs' first ever semi-final as well. Yeah, look, they have to, you have to give them credit. They have done. Pochettino's a great manager. They have done things the right way. They're a huge amount in debt with the stadium. They didn't sign anyone in the summer. To be third where they are without signing anyone is huge, especially in this football the way it is now, where you have to be constantly evolving and changing and buying the best to keep up there. They've done things right, and you have to give credit to Pochettino. Yeah, absolutely.
If we were to get past Barcelona, Dave, and make it all the way to the Wanda Metropolitano in Madrid, who would you like to face in the final?
Ajax.
There's something sexy about an Ajax Liverpool Champions League final,
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think
Little,
Ajax.
little clap hug for the lit at the end of it as well. Little word in his ear.
The thing I suppose, look, it'd be nice to see Ajax, but the thing I'd be worried about if it was Ajax again, they'd be going to the match no fear. They would be going to the match as underdogs, and would they have anything to lose? That's the thing. You know what I mean? With Spurs, we know them well. We can beat Spurs. But Spurs again, if they play their game, if they're top form, and if let's say if Son is back, he can cause any team damage as well. But it'd be nice for a Liverpool Ajax final. I like Ajax. The football they play over the years has been sensational.
A couple of predictions from the subscribers. Martin Sheridan's gone 2-0 for Ajax in both legs. Brandon Jason Grosso 4-0 Ajax. What else we got? First leg win 2-1 Ajax for Aidan Collins. A lot of people seem to be expecting Ajax to get through. I honestly don't know what to expect. I think both ties are probably very close to 50-50 ties.
I'd agree. Yeah, I do agree. It's just the thing I'm worried about for Spurs. They were poor against West Ham. They were really poor, and just the fear factor. Ajax have absolutely everything going for them. They have no fear. And it's probably, look, this last chance for this Ajax team to do anything, because you'd imagine the likes of De Ligt would be gone, Ziyech would be gone, De Jong is already gone. So, it's that kind of, look, lads, we're not going to have too many chances together to do anything like this again. Let's go out there and give it our absolute everything.
I'm just hoping if we do get them in the final, that they end up doing what they did in the Europa League final against United and not being the same team that was going through the tournament. That occasion seemed to get to them.
Yeah, they were very poor that game. That was 2 years ago now. That was a real disappointment, because I forget who they beat in the semi-final, but it was an unbelievable tie. No one thought they would go through, but the final they were piss poor. Yeah.
Ajax represent the beauty of football, said Brandon. We're gonna spank Barca and Leicester will draw with them plastic wankers, said Mr. Cunflap Steamer, who is our mascot on the channel, Dave. Just because of his name, I mean, Cunflap Steamer. Could you ask for a better name?
Jesus Christ.
Even my wife thinks that's a good name.
Conflax Streamer.
Conflap Steamer. It's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, it's just brilliant. Any kids listening out there, I do apologise for the language, but I mean, you got to tip your hat where it's due. I just think that's a hilarious name. What else have we got? Liverpool in the final. No, 50-50 in the final. 5-0. You're freeming, buddy. I don't know what freeming is. Maybe I'm just old. I don't know what it is. What else have we got? Couple more bits and pieces. Yes, Dave, after this, actually, we're playing Newcastle Saturday at 7:45, which is mental, by the way, on a Saturday night. Not sure how I feel about that one yet. It's very difficult to even look ahead to that game now, but it really doesn't matter what happens in Barcelona on Wednesday. It's another must-win game for the Reds. Rafa's already come out and said he's not going to make it easy for Liverpool. Would you be expecting many changes from Kloppo with the second leg just a few days away afterwards?
It depends how we get on over there, Craig. It's going to be tight in Barcelona, but yeah, I think, is there a shot for Shaqiri to come in? How fit is the Ox? Gomez as well. So there's three really good players.
I think Degsy. We'll probably get Degsy in as well.
Dejan Lovren, yeah, centre back. It will be for Matip. I can't see Moreno playing for Liverpool ever again, so it'll be Robbo left back. Just James Milner come into midfield, and does Origi come up maybe up front?
Yeah, interesting. I still stand over the fact that I believe the reason that Sturridge started against Huddersfield was to protect Origi, just in case Bobby couldn't make it for this game on Wednesday. Yeah,
I give a shout. Yeah, that's a good shout, because look, we were always going to beat Huddersfield. It's just unfortunate to see the way Daniel Sturridge is now. I think he's finished at the club. Great player, too many injuries, but yeah, he's lacking in a lot of things now, in my opinion.
Ollie Richards has let us know that this referee has given 18 yellow cards and no reds in 5 Champions League games. Thank you very much for that, Ollie. You guys spoil me. If ever I'm in doubt of anything, Dave, I just put a question out there and somebody comes back with the answer in a couple of minutes. We've got a great group of subscribers.
How many? What are we on now? Subscribers? 12,
12, 3 something. I never like to say the number because it changes so quickly, so I always just go to the nearest 100.
Brilliant.
12,300 inside our first year it's brilliant. I'm very humbled. I know Connor feels the same. But the good news, for those of you that mightn't have heard and want to have Dave on, I might as well have a little chat with you about this, Dave. The podcast are coming back in May. Not sure exactly the date, but my God, I can't wait to catch up with you all again.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it, 'cause there's some good guys, like, obviously the guys who were in here at the beginning know the other guys from the pods, but yeah, for the new ones, they're just really good fun. We just rip the piss out of each other, and it's good crack. Yeah,
we're gonna have a nice big group this time. There's myself, yourself, Chris, Cash, Tom might make an appearance every now and again, Connor as well. Brian Morrissey is there. October, of course. Uncle Raptor is going to join us on some podcasts as well. Kev might even make an appearance. So we've a nice big group now to be able to get a good cross section of opinions.
Brilliant. That's good. 10 people. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's felt as great as YouTube has been. I love podcasts. I love catching up and getting people's thoughts on the games. And hearing other people's voices and views and not just myself on here. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm delighted that you're all happy to come back and do it again. It's just really fucking good. It's been a great year, mate, all around. I don't know what else to say from a Reds perspective. Oh, your thoughts on the new kit, actually. I haven't talked to you about that.
Love it. I usually buy the long sleeve ones, but I couldn't. It's not that I couldn't justify it. I just thought the short sleeve one was nicer. I love it, mate. I just hope... they're not going to do a New Balance, but I just hope the away one is like a yellow or a white, and same as the third, it's going to be yellow or white as well. But knowing New Balance, they'll probably come up with a fucking pink and green third jersey and a luminous traffic light, I don't know, yellow for the away. It's going to be strange, but no, the home jersey is magnificent, really, really nice. And fair play, you put it out there first from I think it was Football Headlines, and they're rarely wrong, and they were spot on again.
Yeah, a lot of people were telling me, because the image that I put out at the time was completely wrong. I just said, look, I back Footy Headlines because they always get the shirts right. I've very rarely seen them ever get anything wrong, and they don't post stuff too early. Like you, I was watching a program actually about the history of LFC kits the other night, and they were talking about the kits and the white one with the red and the black shorts. They were saying that was one of their favourites. But the yellow with a red pinstripe would just, if you're going for the retro look this season, that and a white away or a white third kit would be beautiful.
Yeah, or even a black third kit as well. I've seen one. Some of the concept ones looked really good, but there was a concept one I seen. It was New Balance, and it was white. And it was like a River Plate jersey. It had a red line.
I love that jersey.
Yeah, a red line going through the centre diagonally. It looked a business. But the home one is nice. It's really nice. Like, fair play. It'd be nice to see New Balance, whoever they're up against regarding Nike, Adidas, Puma, to match the money, because they have first refusal. If they match the money, we'll be signing on with them again. Because I honestly can't fault them for home jerseys anyway. They haven't made a bad home jersey.
I'm a massive fan of New Balance stuff. The training gear is lovely. The trainers, I've bought a couple of pairs of New Balance trainers. Love it. Love all the gear. I think the club and New Balance perhaps greatly underestimated how much people are going to love the home goalkeeper shirt, because it sold out in adult sizes, in long and short sleeve, even in pre-sale, really quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's back in stock yet or anything. It sold out within hours or something.
I checked yesterday and it said sold out, restock to be confirmed.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's sold out. I've never seen a football jersey sell out so quick, especially a goalkeeper's one, but it's a thing of beauty. I'm just disappointed that that's not the away jersey or the third jersey.
I don't think you're alone. A lot of people in our chat were saying the same thing. Well, as soon as I showed it to my little dude Lucas, he was having none of the home shirt. It was the goalkeeper's kit. Nice. That was the end of it.
Yeah, nice one. And gold letters as well on the back for the goalkeeper jersey. It will look at the absolute business. And
Alisson Becker wearing it as well won't do any harm whatsoever.
No. And number 1 on the back of it as well for Alisson.
Yeah, AB1 on the gloves, AB1 on the shirt as well.
That's right.
Just a little chat on Alisson Becker before we finish up, before I let you go and I get into the chat. 20, is it 19 or 20 clean sheets? 20 clean sheets now, sorry, so far this season. A possible 22 if he keeps 2 in the last few games. He even had a little message from Pepe Reina this week congratulating him on a great first season.
And even Peter Cech, who holds, I think Cech holds the record for 24.
That's ridiculous. Let me just say now that was Jose Mourinho at his finest at a managerial level. That was 24 clean sheets is wow. Out of 38 games, that is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Yeah, I think that was the 2006 season. But no, Alisson has been. We had many to debate, Craig, regarding Alisson and Oldback, and I was an Oldback fan. I think I was kind of somewhat stung from when we played them, Rome at the time. Sorry, great keeper, but he's come in and he's just been absolutely sensational. Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes, but you're not going to take that out of him, because for every one mistake he makes, he'll win you 15 points, that kind of thing. His distribution is unbelievable. He's so calm under pressure. He's like a sweeper. He's like
we wouldn't be playing this game on Wednesday if he hadn't made that save against Napoli.
No. He's it's not just his distribution, everything. His communication, his vision, his reflexes, his one-on-ones. He makes himself so big. He's, what did we pay for him? It was 70 million quid, whatever. A steal even at that price. He's just been brilliant. And he could be the Liverpool keeper for another 12 years, all going well, if we're successful, and hope we are successful. The legacy, he's going to be very difficult to replace when that time comes. I know we're looking very long term in the future, but his first season, what could you give him out of 10? Probably 9 out of 10.
As you said, he's made a couple of errors, which will happen when you play a high risk position or high risk game like he does in possession of the football. It happens with Ederson as well. Look, I'm over the moon with him. I can understand people being upset he wasn't in the team of the year, but unlike other decisions, I could see that was very close between himself and Ederson. To be fair, you can make an argument either way. I would have went with Alisson, of course, because I'm biased, but what a first season he's had. Absolutely justified the fee that's been paid for him, unlike Kepa, I would say, at Chelsea, but he's a young goalkeeper as well. He'll probably still come good. But Manchester United, they've broken David De Gea.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Fuck him.
Fuck him indeed, absolutely. I don't know what the hell they've done to the kid. He's absolutely just broken.
I think it's the defence that's in front of him, mate. If you have to look at Phil Jones for 90 minutes or Chris Smalling, you're not going to have a good game either. They're fucking woeful. It's beautiful to see because I can't stand them. But it's not surprising, it's not surprising since Fergie left and who was it? Sorry, David Gillow, Edwards. When they left as well, you have two huge figureheads and you're replacing them with just a basic and not even a football guy, a finance guy in what you call him. Who's the chief exec now?
Ed Woodward,
thank you. And they're changing managers like you change fucking boxer shorts. So
even the sporting director, they're giving Mike Phelan the role of sporting director. Like,
I pray they do because with that clown in charge as well. This is a fella who's in charge of one of the biggest football clubs in the world, who got Cardiff relegated and who basically took over a load of farmers in Norway. No, not having it, mate. Give him as much money as they can, because all he's going to get found out, because he's not a decent manager. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Do you know what? That seems like the perfect place to say goodbye and let you go, Dave. It's been a pleasure catching up. Hopefully you might get you on between the first and second legs if you're available.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, it'd be a pleasure.
Absolutely brilliant, Dave. Thank you for dropping on, buddy. And on behalf of everyone in the chat as well, say goodbye and I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers, mate. See you later, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye. Right, ladies and gents, it is just back with you and me. Let me just get rid of those headphones, and now I will dip straight back into the chat and see how everybody's feeling. I always feel really bad when I have a guest on, because I want to give my time and attention, of course, to the guest who have given up his time to come on, but I also feel really bad about missing out about what's going on in the chat, so I do apologise. Let's get into the chat. I'll stay on a little bit longer tonight as well, just to make sure we can get to everybody's comments. I have a few bits and pieces as well. Raheem Sterling has been named the Football Writers Player of the Year for 2018-2019. Congratulations to Raheem Sterling on winning that award. When the award was announced, a lot of people, myself included, were a little bit taken aback perhaps, because it seemed clear that Virgil van Dijk was the best footballer in the Premier League this season. But the people who hand out these awards did go out of their way to suggest, and not just suggest, to say that they were very conscious of Raheem Sterling's extracurricular effort, should we say, his work with racism, his work, his charity work as well, and that did contribute to their decision. So you've got to respect their decision and say congratulations to Raheem Sterling on winning that award. No matter what we say, put banter aside, put rivalries aside, he has developed as a footballer. He's developed as a young man. I had my two cents on his, what I believe, a little bit of hypocrisy, but I don't want to talk about that too much. I want to push it to one side and just congratulate him on a well-deserved award. He won the award with 60-something% of the vote, so congratulations to him. I did, however, have a funny comment. The odd time I do get a comment that I like to read out. So, as you guys know, if you joined the stream last night, you'll have heard my take on the Raheem Sterling situation. So some guy said, "You're a fucking moron." Nice introduction to him. "What was Sterling supposed to do? Play for free? Or let me guess, he should have just accepted to play for Liverpool, who haven't won a thing since he left. I think the bigger hypocrites is having a manager who criticised other teams for spending big money only to do the same thing himself." Talk about fucking deflecting. He couldn't even make a valid point around what we were saying. He comes in, calls me a moron, said that Raheem Sterling should play for free. Nobody ever said any of that. And that's the type of shit sometimes you have to deal with on YouTube. So I wanted to just pull that up to let you guys know why I'm sometimes hesitant to come across with an opinion on certain topics, because you want to be respectful, you want to give credit where it's due, but you also have dickheads like that then coming in and just shouting you down. So look, let me see how everybody is in the chat. Mike has gone 3-2 prediction, Craig. What else have we got? After beating Manchester City, Spurs belief is high, said somebody else. Nice to hear Dave again, said Stephen Taggart. Thank you for that. It's always great to have Dave on. I'm looking forward to catching up with Dave, Cash, Chris, Tom, everybody over the course of the next few weeks. Evening all, getting in late from work, said Sean W. How are you, Sean? Welcome. Great to have you in. Is the game home on Wednesday? No, it's in Barcelona, mate. The first leg's in Barcelona. The second leg, of course, at Anfield. Fuck Raheem Sterling, the Judas cunt, said Cuntflap Steamer. As I said, I'm reading out comments. I'm giving everybody their say. Don't come at me. It's somebody else's comment. Mo gave his shirt to a little boy holding up a damn piece of paper. Bless him, what a guy. Yeah, look, there's a lot of footballers that do wonderful things like that, Hansy. Mo certainly is known for it. And you have to say it's lovely. I always like to see kids get to meet their heroes, get their hero shirts. A little gesture for a player like that can make a kid's life, which is, it's always beautiful to see. Jersey Boy said, Craig, once again your predictions are bang on. How do you nail the predictions? Just look, mate. I'm on a little bit of a run, but before that I've been getting them wrong for a very long time. Hey bro, Liverpool will win 2-0, said Ariel. How are you, mate? Welcome in. I'd take that, mate. 2-0. Yes, please. Where can we get that? Great to hear Dave, said Kev. Craig, would you play Jimmy tomorrow instead of Gomez? No, if I didn't play Gomez, I would probably stick with Trent Alexander-Arnold. But like, nah, I would play Gomez or I'd play Trent. Of course James Milner could go in and do a job there. Absolutely he could, and he's done it before. He'll do the same to them. Just watch either Madrid or Barca come from. Raheem won't look back, said Poochmount. Craig, your content is great and your analysis are genuine and real. Thank you, Z. That's very kind of you. Mo Salah is the best in the Premier League in my opinion, said Liverpool legend. United are looking into Jan Oblak. I did read that actually. Mike, I keep going to call you Mike, buddy. Mike. I did read that, and 120 million release clause. United apparently, somebody mentioned earlier on in the chat, and I couldn't get the comment out at the time because I was chatting with Dave, but he said United apparently have 250 million to spend this summer. They better invest it wisely because they have a lot of fucking rebuilding to do. Kev said we had dickheads insulting us all day on Instagram. Yeah, that's probably my fault, Kev. I always assume if somebody comes and says somebody had a go with them, that it was my fault. So just blame it on me. Always blame it on me. I noticed Gomez is in the team twice. Yeah, he is. That's actually Connor's fault for once. Usually I take the blame on these things. I'd sent him my 11. I think subconsciously you just put him at right back because that's where I said. And then he put him at centre back because I just think he had Joe Gomez in his head. Whereas in my team I had Matip playing alongside Virgil van Dijk. So there is Joe Gomez in there twice. You're absolutely spot on. You're not seeing things. It should be Joe Matip at centre back. Douglas James Horn said Barcelona 1, Liverpool 2, Coutinho, Van Dijk and Mane. Any news on the Kirby redevelopment and Anfield Road end development? No on the second thing, mate. Actually, somebody asked us about that yesterday. The Kirby redevelopment is going ahead. The steelwork and all is up. The structure is going up as we speak. I cannot wait to see that finished. £50 million development overall. Jurgen Klopp's brainchild, or Jurgen Klopp's vision that the owners backed him. And it's going to be great for him to be able to keep an eye on the younger players as well as training the first team. So it's great. I'm so happy that the owners have backed him. It makes sense if you think about it, but there's a lot of nostalgia around their football club, so moving away from Melwood is going to be difficult. That's why I don't use Twitter and Instagram, said John Hamilton. Well, I've removed myself again from Twitter. After my brief return, I've removed myself again from it because I could not be arsed with the negativity on there. But obviously the Anfield Agenda account is still going and running strong in October, and myself occasionally will be running that one. Will said, be honest, 1 year ago did you expect to predict Origi to start in the Champions League semi-final at the Nou Camp? 100% no, mate. You're absolutely right. 6 months ago I would have said the same thing. I would have said no. Origi has impressed me massively. I know Ferno has been banging the Origi bandwagon, or the Origi drum, should we say, all season. And it's not just because of his goal against Everton. That was just right place, right time. Origi's impressed me. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in the summer with Divock. Whether maybe we tie him down to a new deal. Maybe Klopp has seen that he's starting to develop and believe in himself a bit more. I've always said that Divock Origi will turn out to be a good footballer. I just thought it might take another 2-3 years until he gets towards his peak. And I didn't think he'd get that time at Liverpool. But he is starting to show what he's about. And it will make it interesting to see what the gaffer does with him this summer. My prediction is 2-2 for Barca and Liverpool, and then 4-0 to Liverpool. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine the scenes if we took them apart 4-0 at Anfield in the second leg. I'd love to see John Mez in the team, but I don't think it's realistic, said Poochmount. I'm only working off, I get where you're coming from, buddy. Probably Trent will start. I'm just working off previous big games where he's used Joe Gomez at right back. Now, I'm absolutely happy to be wrong, as I'm happy to be wrong with Origi. I actually hope I'm wrong with Origi. I hope Bobby's fit. We've even got City fans on this channel because City don't have a decent channel of their own. The guy Stephen that was on the 888 video with me, he runs Esteemed Company, I think is the name of his YouTube channel. Not that I want to be plugging other people's channels, but just to let you know there is a channel there. Craig, fuck 'em, all the twat waffles, said Stevie Richards. Steph, good evening to you, how are you? Great to have you in. Just a shout out to Edwin and Lowfat is in. How are you, mate? There's rumours going around the owner of Amazon is trying to buy United. Wow. Didn't hear that, mate. But is it Jeff Bezos? Is he the guy that owns Amazon? Am I right in that one? That name just rings a bell for some reason. Welcome, by the way, Lowfat. It's been great to have Lowfat in all season as a Manchester City fan. An absolute gent, as I keep saying. Great to have you in. Guys, look, if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the stream. We've just passed 12,300 subscribers. We're heading towards 12.5k, 13.5k, 12.5k. Jesus, I'm losing track of numbers. 12.5k. Be lovely to do it. We have a watch along tomorrow for the Spurs Ajax game. So again, don't forget to join us for that one. If Origi plays, he needs to put an extra 50% into his game, said Farah9. Origi was sick for us like 3 years ago and everybody forgot about that. Or has everybody forgot about that? No, he did. I think he scored 10 or 11 in the season that you're talking about. The season that we got to the Europa League final. I think that's his most productive season for us. Divock, especially when he's direct, would be surprised if he's still here when the summer window closes, said Gonads. Craig, what's with the big cock up? If he plays, he'll be on the left man up front. Again, we just throw 3 players up front, mate. Don't pay any heed to what position they're in the front 3. It's just the 3 that we go with. I understand what you're saying. He could well be on the left man. He could be through the centre. No problem with that whatsoever. DZB, how are you, sir? Great to have you in again from Glasgow. Fun fact, we haven't lost a game at home since the 2-1 loss to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, said Jersey Boy. Thank you for that one, mate. I heard Bezos is interested in United too, said Dave. It is Jeff Bezos. There you go. Wow, I actually remembered something. Fuck me. Maybe my memory isn't quite as bad as I thought. Mario Melchior has urged Liverpool to go and sign Matthias de Ligt from Ajax this summer. Which, yes, please, Mario, we'll have a little bit of that. But de Ligt has been speaking about a possible transfer himself, and he said that he believes he'll be sold for less than the 75 million that Barcelona paid for his teammate Frankie de Jong. If we were to go and sign de Ligt, or anybody goes and sign Matthias de Ligt this summer, what do you guys think the fee would be for Matthias de Ligt? Because I'm starting to think maybe 60, 65 million. But I'd love to know your thoughts on it. And there's been a few links floating around actually linking us to de Ligt. I just haven't let myself believe. Do you know what I mean? I just haven't let myself believe in it yet. Bezos is the world's richest man who went through a fucking massive divorce, if memory serves me correct. I think he lost billions in his divorce. Like and subscribe to the stream, said Gary Richards. Thank you for that, Gary. Gareth N7 is going 1-1 Messi to score and Milner to score a penalty. I take 1-1 away from home, Gareth, mate. I would absolutely take that away at the new camp. Scoring an away goal would, that would be grand. Okay, let me just go back. I've missed some comments. Bezos just paid out $150 billion to his ex-wife, said Lowfat. I knew that there was a massive amount. That is, can you imagine writing that check? Ooh, doesn't matter how much money you have, putting that on a check must be fucking, well, in this day and age it's probably a bank transfer, but still, $150 billion. Woo, that's a lot of wedge, isn't it? Joanna's in as well. How are you, Joanne? What else we got? Craig, do you watch, is it Tifo football videos on YouTube? They're amazing. No, I don't watch much YouTube, Brandon. I don't watch much of it, mate. I like Divock, but we need an upgrade for as backup for the front three or as cover for injuries and rotation. Somebody like Timo Werner. Oh, look, I'm assuming we're going to go out and get a forward, Aziz. Absolutely. Whether it's Timo Werner or somebody else. I agree with what you've said. We do need another forward. We also have young Ryan Brewster, of course, coming through, and I think he's going to be phenomenal. I'm just interested to see, as I said, what does happen with Divock. I don't see what you see in Origi, Craig. Just my opinion. I think he's pants. I just think I've seen a little bit of a spark in him, buddy. I wouldn't be his biggest fan, don't get me wrong, but I just think on the occasions where he's come in, bar one game I can remember, actually, he was pretty stale. Other than that, I think he's done a good job. Did Sky lose the Champions League matches? Yes, they're on BT. Sky lost the rights of them BT the other Champions League games. Do you think Fabinho will play in the 6 or Gini? Fabinho, I think, Mark, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Gini, Henderson, Milner in the midfield. I mean, Kloppo's done that as well before. That was his tried and tested midfield trio. Is Dybala linked to Liverpool? I have seen some links. I've also seen the Juventus president, I want to say, come out and say that Dybala's not going anywhere. You don't know what to believe, but there has been links, mate. Yes, there's definitely been links. The links seemed to start at the time where they were saying that Juventus were going to come in and try and get Mohamed Salah and use Dybala as part of a deal, which, was never going to start. People keep on underestimating Liverpool and how good this Liverpool team is. I'm telling you, Liverpool's going to take them apart. La Liga is a weak league and Barcelona is an ageing team, says Wayne Clark. I'm very confident, Wayne, that the Reds will get through over two legs. As somebody pointed out to me earlier, somebody said I was actually being disrespectful towards Barcelona, or very overly confident, I should say. I just, like you, mate, I believe in this team, and I think that we are stronger than Barcelona, and I think that might show over the two legs. Do you think Klopp will do a tactical switch that took apart Porto? Without a shadow of a doubt, Presmane, I believe he has something up his sleeve. Klopp will be going into this game and no stone will be left unturned. This game is right up Big Cock's trouser legs, said Stevie Richards. What's this channel about? Just listen to this dude. Well, welcome. Nathan, mate, first in. Welcome, like I welcome everybody into the channel. It's a Liverpool channel, mate. We're talking about Liverpool. If you're a Liverpool fan, welcome in. Even if you're not, welcome in. If you think I'm a dickhead, still welcome, because I'm a nice guy. I think Origi's been working hard for us. His pace is great as well, said familiar to billions. Bezos lost half his money from an affair. That is one expensive shag. I mean, or a fair if you want to be less crude about it. Bezos will not be buying Man United, said Brian Morrissey. Kev, was it your song, mate, that was being sung on the Cop about Trent? Was that your song? Kev said, I was at the 2-1 loss against Chelsea. I'm scared to jinx it in case, or scared to go back in case I jinx it. Yeah, you're not allowed to go back, Kev. You're barred, mate. Sorry, barred. Goldbridge said in his stream that I'm not going to say the name of the rag, was his favourite toilet paper. And look, he's right. They're a piece of shit. And he is right. It's an absolute rag. Another thing I agree with Mark Goldbridge on. Another mad fact, both us and City have more points than Arsenal had when they went through the season undefeated, which is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. So Andy Robertson as well, there's been more awards given out today. Andy Robertson has been named as the Professional Football Association's Community Champion. He was given the award for his ongoing support of Liverpool's work in the local community, but it's his backing of the fan supporting food banks initiative that really stands out to many people. I'm sure nobody would begrudge Andy Robertson this award. He has been an absolute champion this season, and he has been supporting the food banks initiative for a very long time. I think he was doing it when he was at Hull as well. This guy is just an outstanding young man, and it's a pleasure to have him at the football club. I always like to see a Scot in the team, but it has to be a Scot that deserves to be there, and Andy Robertson has been an absolute revelation since he's come to the club. So congratulations to him on winning that award, a very well deserved award. And it's always great to see footballers willing to give back their time freely to charities and local community causes. And Andy Robertson will keep doing it. No doubt will other footballers who do amazing work with charities up and down the country. So well done to all of them. Any footballers that give up their time like that for the club's charities, for their own charities. It's all done with a good heart. So well done to all of them. Arsenal agree a deal for is it Manolas? Is that what you're saying there? HYS football. He's a good centre back, to be fair. I'd be interested to see how much it's for. Farah reckons 55 to 60 million for De Ligt, 75 million said Cobra, 70 to 90 in this market, 68 said SDC, 50 million said Douglas James Horn, 40 million for De Ligt said Gary Richards, 80 million says Mipe, 70 possibly a little less said Jack's Page, £15 said it's Alex. I mean, if we can get it for £15, Alex, yes, we can do that. Douglas James Horn said, I hope Stephen Corker is okay. You guys heard me speaking about Stephen Corker and that he was back playing football in Turkey. Unfortunately, a minibus belonging to his club was involved in a crash, and a teammate of his from the Czech Republic sadly died in the accident. Reports are that Stephen Corker is physically okay, but no doubt he's shaken up by what he went through. So to everybody, I think is it Trabzonspor? I can't remember. If I'm wrong on that, I'm so sorry on the club. But yeah, lots of love to all of them. It's always tragic news when something like that happens. And I hope Stephen Cocker is okay as well. Douglas James Horn, and well done for putting it in the chat, mate. Apparently Ronaldo's handed in a transfer request. Juventus want to swap for Mo Salah. Thoughts? They can keep him. That's my thoughts. I don't want an aging Cristiano Ronaldo at Liverpool. I've other strong thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo that aren't for this stream, but no, I'll keep Mo Salah, thank you very much. Spurs will lose, said Hans Master. Whatever happened to Emre Can? He's over in Juventus, mate. I never want Robo to leave, he's incredible, said Tom Jones. What award? The one I just went through there, buddy. The Professional Footballers Association Community Champion Award. Robbo's really quick. Robbo 7 million. I still like to think of him as a swap for Kevin Stewart. Okay, where's some more comments? Honestly, Salah has to be the most respected Premier League player, or one of, and it's hard to admit that as a City fan. He's a very good player, mate, and thank you for saying it. He is. Craig, have you noticed anything about my username yet? Yes, I have, mate. It's if I was to say it quickly, it would sound like my prick. But I was careful not to. But you brought it up, so I got a chance to say my prick, which is grand. I'm surprised Robbo hasn't given tickets or given up tickets for Scotland games. I'm surprised Robbo hasn't gave tickets up to Scotland for games. Sorry. I don't know, mate. Each player gets a certain amount of tickets that they do as they please with. Maybe gives it to family, friends. I don't know. Do you think Barca will find it tough at Anfield? Yes, mate, 100%. Of course, Anfield, Champions League semi-final, second leg. It's going to be bouncing, absolutely bouncing. Why is Gomez playing twice? Because Connor made a boo-boo. One. He's only supposed to be at right back. It's supposed to be Joel Matip at centre back, but we only noticed when we started the stream, so we hadn't got time to fix it. LFC used to always have the best Scots and Irish in Paisley Dalglish days. Yeah, they did. There is a very, very good link of Irish and Scottish players to Liverpool Football Club. Is Bobby definitely out Wednesday? No, Chris. He's actually going to be training tomorrow, mate. I just erred on the side of caution with my team selection, but no, he absolutely isn't out. He's going to be training tomorrow, and then a decision will be made. Alania Spore, thank you. Douglas James Horan, thank you, mate. Looking like Ruiz versus AJ. Who wants to see it? Honestly, Dara, nobody gives a fuck about Ruiz against AJ. It's nah. For me, the only semi-decent replacement would have been Luis Ortiz, and he ruled himself out. After that, it was always going to be farcical, whoever they named to fight AJ. Look, it's not AJ's fault. He didn't fail a drugs test. Jarrell Big Baby Miller is the one that fucked it up for everybody, so after that they were just left to try and find an opponent. They have a date booked, the venue booked, people flying over from the UK, packages sold, tickets sold. They needed to get somebody in. Salah be mad to go to a one club league. Juve are always winning Serie A. That's not a challenge. He's not going to go to Juventus. He was in Italy. He played there with Roma. He played there at Fiorentina. He's at England. He's at Liverpool. He's doing well. He's one of the best footballers in the world at this moment in time. His career is progressing. He's working underneath a fantastic manager. He's idolised by the fans at the club. He's winning accolades left, right and centre. I mean, why would he go anywhere? Spurs or Ajax? Honestly, Keane, I think it's 50-50 over the two legs. I probably just about side with Ajax because the second leg is in Amsterdam. I always think in 50-50 ties that can possibly be the deciding factor, but if Ajax can score tomorrow, I think they'll go through, unless of course they lose something like 4 or 5-1, but it's going to be a very interesting game, which of course we'll be doing a watch along of here on the channel, so I hope you can join us for that one. Should be starting about 15-20 minutes before kick-off. Craig, your goal reactions are exactly what I feel. Great to watch. We'll beat Barcelona. Thank you, Aragon. I think deep down the reason maybe I get some praise for the goal reactions is because it's like a lot of us. It's like most of us at home watching football, whether there's a camera looking at you or not, that's how I'd react. Whether I'm watching football on my own in my living room with nobody there, or I'm watching it in a watch along here with the camera on, I'm the same person. I scream at the television the same way, celebrate the same way, and I think there's a lot of people around the world that are mad when they watch football. I mean, we just lose the plot at times, and it's good. It's good for the soul. I can hear EastEnders downstairs on the telly. Nah, not in my gaff, you can't, mate. Everybody's upstairs in my house at the minute, and there's nobody downstairs with the telly on, so nah, not at the minute. But look, there's a good chance I'll watch it later on, because I do watch EastEnders. I mean, hands up in the air. Is Naby not starting? I mean, this is a complete guess, Leon. For my team, I've just went with Gini, Hendo and Fabinho because they're tried and tested, and that's what Klopp has done in Europe. I wouldn't even be surprised to see Milner in there, but of course I've got no problems whatsoever with Naby Keita starting. He's been phenomenal over the last few games. Firmino is injured. He's back training from tomorrow, buddy. He looks like he's going to be training Tuesday, and then a decision will be made. Ajax got that mentality, hard to break, kids, passion and hunger. Yes, exactly. I mean, I'm astonished that they've knocked out both Real Madrid and Juventus this season. You cannot undervalue a team that has knocked out Juventus and Madrid away from home as well in the second leg. Phenomenal. Juve will win us the Merseyside derby, or Jose will win us the Merseyside derby. Oh, you think Jose Mourinho's going to Everton? I've seen those links actually. Are they genuine links or is that complete bullshit? I mean, is Silva not doing a good enough job at Everton? I'd be very interested to know your honest thoughts on that, mate. How long does Klopp have left at Liverpool? I think it's 4 more seasons, if memory serves me correct. I think it's 4 more seasons. Should we just go for the jugular from the start? I don't know about going for the jugular, but I'd be definitely up for the fast starts that we used to have where we press, get right up in their face, don't give them time to settle. I think we've got to unsettle Barcelona. And whether that's getting at Busquets, smothering possession, making Messi drop deep to come and look for the ball out of frustration, I'm sure Jurgen Klopp has thought all this through. I'm just very excited about this game on Wednesday. It's going to be great. Do I work? I think I've answered that question a lot on the channel. Yeah, I've answered it a lot. What I can say is this isn't my job. I don't make money from YouTube. I don't make a living from YouTube. Other than that, it's a long ass story, mate, and nobody wants to hear it. But I think probably the crux of your question is this my full time job? Which the answer is no. What station's Liverpool match on? BT. Well, BT. I'm not sure if it's on RTE actually in Ireland. I couldn't tell you, but it's on BT for sure. Will you be twerking on Wednesday? I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out, Martin. Do you know what I mean? You can never rule anything out with me. Defo see a Liverpool Ajax final. Spurs are struggling at the minute big time, said Liam. And of course they haven't got Son or Harry Kane for the first leg. EastEnders is too dour. It's been a bit tough lately, Joanne. I'm not going to lie. There's been some tough storylines lately. The stuff around Tiffany was tough. I've set to record the match so I can listen out for Trent's song, but he's got a couple out there at the minute, so it's slim. It's mine that they sang. Either way, mate. Fair play to you on writing the song. Brilliant song. Craig, did you see what happened at the Villa game with the manager telling his players to let the goal in? Yeah, I did. It was the right thing to do from Bielsa. The red card was a shambles, by the way. That should get overturned, and in my opinion, Bamford deserves a ban for that because El Ghazi did fucking nothing. And for Bamford to go down holding his face like that, I think he deserves a ban. I'd be interested to see what happens because the appeal has gone in from Aston Villa. Guys, we're running a competition actually at the minute. If you want to be in with a chance to win a 2001 UEFA Cup final Robbie Fowler signed picture, God, that's a mouthful, with thanks to our friends at All Star Signings, just check the stream notes. The link is there. This is one of these competitions where you've just got to fill out a form. So the link is in the stream notes for this stream, and it's with thanks to our friends at All Star Signings. Massive thank you to them for another prize. I mean, it's been great. The channels, we've been approached by quite a few people this season with offers of giveaways and stuff like that. So please do check it out. As I said, it's also pinned to our Twitter account. So if you want to go over there and check it out, I'll actually read the Twitter account one out to you right now. Actually, it's not pinned to our Twitter account, but it is on there. So we're giving away a signed Robbie Fowler photo with the Reds celebrating the UEFA Cup win back in 2001, courtesy of our friends at All Star Signings. Simply tell us who they beat in the final right here via the link. The link is also in our stream notes. It's on our Twitter account. The competition is going to end on the 31st of May, and All Star Signings will give us the winner and we'll announce it for you on here. So again, another competition. If you're not in it, you can't win it. Thank you to All Star Signings for giving us the opportunity again. We've been very fortunate this season. I think we've given away over 10 shirts this season in our first season, which is phenomenal. Some signed John Barnes photographs as well, and now obviously a signed Robbie Fowler one from All Star Signings, which is class. But I said, if you don't want to go away now or you don't have a chance, just look in the stream notes of this stream, and I've put a section in there about the competition and a direct link where you can enter it. So just click on that link when the stream is over and go in there and enter. And best of luck to everyone. I'm just looking through my notes, sorry. I'm always afraid I've forgotten something. Done that. Grand. Now we can just get back to the comments. Jose is going nowhere but Goodison, I think you said. Interesting to see. There's been a lot of rumours linking it with moves to PSG as well, actually. My mate, a United fan, is out in Egypt at the moment, and Salah is everywhere. Billboards, drinks, cans, t-shirts, cafes, restaurants are packed watching Salah and Liverpool. Doesn't surprise me at all, as he's a superstar in his homeland, mate. He's a wonderful ambassador for his country, and just a dude that you couldn't help but like. I mean, you gotta love Mo Salah. He's one of those figures like Juan Mata at Manchester United or N'Golo Kante at Chelsea that I think you just can't help but like because he's a likeable dude. Milner should start. He sets the pace from the start, said Ollie Richards. If we get to lit next season, we're not letting in any goals. Be pretty fucking good defence, mate, to be fair. Am I a stripper? Only in my part-time, mate. So what I mean, gotta earn those $1 bills. Dollar bills, y'all. Dollar bills, y'all. Sorry. Just when I say $1 bills, I have to say that. It's something that I do all the time at home as well. Excellent giveaway. Thank you. And again, thank you to All-Star Signings for their support. BT Sport. Joanne, thank you very much for the game on Wednesday and the Spurs game. Vardy is in hot form, which is good for us, said Tom Jones. Do you know what? I've given up holding out any hope of somebody taking points off City. If it happens, great, I'll celebrate it. But Jesus, I've been hurt twice over the past week. That United game and that Burnley game is heartbreaking, isn't it? I'm not even gonna lie. It's heartbreaking watching these Reds do what they're doing and still being behind City. If I'm fully honest with you, Craig, Jose is going to Lyon. Interesting. That would be an interesting move. Would he go to Lyon? Would he have the money he needs at Lyon? Yeah, he will be back in management. That's for sure. Are you confident with City dropping points against Leicester? No, I'm not. If it was at the King Power, I'd be more confident. But they're at the Etihad, so I'm not very confident that they'll. Pep's already said, by the way, that they're going into the last game of the season on top of the league. I don't know if you've seen that interview, but Pep's very confident that City are going to get the points. What would you do if City drop points against Brighton and we beat Wolves in the last minute? I don't know, mate. Cry? Scream? Dance? Strip? I don't know. I'll be in Liverpool, so I don't know. It depends on where I am and who I'm with. Low Fat said City only bought Mahrez this season, never hardly played him. De Bruyne missed 78% of the season. Bernardo Silva and Gundogan have stepped in and done well, and no Mendy as well, which is true. Yeah, I mean, it must be frustrating for Mahrez, but the standard that City have set, mate, has been high. And as you said, Bernardo Silva has been exceptional. Gundogan hasn't missed a beat when he's come in either, and you know, City's midfield has been very good this season, so you can understand why it is hard for Mahrez to get in there in that attacking midfield position. What's your favourite pasty filling? Just steak. I'm boring, mate. I don't steak and gravy. Really boring with stuff like that. RIP Stevie Chalmers, Craig, Lisbon Lions player and an ex-Celtic player. Yes, absolutely. I think it's 2 in a week, is it? If I'm not mistaken, and I don't really follow Scottish football, but of course, part of that Celtic team that won the European Cup, massive part of the club's history. So rest in peace to him. Don't forget to do Ric Flair for a Liverpool goal. Oh, I won't, mate. Don't. You always get a Ric Flair out of me when the Reds score. Any excuse to get a Ric Flair out. Inch far from title with Burnley. Hope Leicester can draw with City. Fingers crossed, Sam. I'd love them to take points. It's been tough. It's been tough, but you also have to say well done to City. I mean, it's easy for us to laud the Reds, and we should do, because it's been a fantastic season, but Manchester City are on target to hit 98 points. If they do that, you just have to say congratulations to them. It fucking kills me to say that, but you know, I'm not a bitter person. If they win it with 98 points, congratulations to them. Craig, we forgot to mention the Naked podcast we do. Need to start them again. Great viewing. Well, we just need to get the HD cameras, Dave. Do you know what I mean? And I need a lot of zoom on my camera to make sure you can see my tiny little winky. I mean, we don't want to do these naked podcasts and people not to see my little button dick. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't like that not to happen. I hope to God my daughter isn't listening in the other room to this. I don't think I'm a Man United. I think, what's this? I don't think I am. Maybe if United fans come on, said Ollie Richards. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I think you're having a conversation with somebody else there. Fuck Barcelona, said Stephen Richards. There you go. I can get on board that. Fingers crossed for a Vardy hat-trick at the Etihad, said Douglas James Horn. Lofa, mate, well, you're in the chat. How are you feeling about the Leicester game? Confident? Do you think you're going to win the remaining 2 games? I'd imagine you probably do, and that's not being arrogant. I mean, Leicester at home and Brighton away, you would put them down as probably 2 games you'd expect to win. Jesus, Craig Origi starting would be frightening. The only reason he's in the team there on would be if Bobby Firmino can't quite make it. Now I know he's training tomorrow, as I said earlier on. If he's available, 100% Bobby Firmino goes in at centre forward, and there's only one Joe Gomez in my actual team. He will be at right back and Joel Matip will be at centre back. If City were to drop points at Brighton and we won the league, I'll celebrate it until 2020, said Dave Sweeney. We'll have Joe Gomez and Oxlade-Chamberlain back next season, which is a mouth-watering prospect, plus new signings, plus Ryan Brewster, plus Keanu Hoover getting more experience as well, Bobby Duncan getting another season under his belt and progressing through. The future's definitely bright. Curtis Jones as well, Nat Phillips. There's lots of reasons to be hopeful if you're a Liverpool fan. If Liverpool won the title, I would let you... I'm going to say it. So, warning to anybody. Warning. Mr. Steamer's about to speak here. Craig, if Liverpool win the title, I'll let you finger my bum live on a stream. I'm going to pass, mate. Thanks for the offer. But I'm going to pass. It's not really on my list of things that I want to do if Liverpool win the league. However you want to celebrate, mate, I'll leave that up to you. Klopp should go for a draw in Barcelona, who remembered that the European game between Barca and Liverpool, which ended in a draw, and win 1-0 at Anfield with McAllister scoring the penalty. I mean, I don't know if any manager goes out to play for a draw, but I would certainly take a draw. Shane, a score draw would be brilliant. Do I like Coutinho? I don't really have many feelings on Coutinho these days. When he was at Liverpool, yes, I liked him. I didn't like the way he went about leaving. I don't really hate him either. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't really mind him one way or the other. Leicester have beaten City before at the Etihad, so there's hope, said Douglas James Horn. I'm well aware the team has 2 Gomez in there, buddy. Don't worry about it. We figured this one out right at the start, Ed. Just blame Connor. If in doubt, blame Connor. For anybody wondering about the team, Gomez should be at right back. Matip should be alongside Van Dijk. If Liverpool wins the league, I'll book a VIP escort for 20 hours, said Z. I mean, splashing out, why not? Can Man United challenge Liverpool and Manchester City if they sign 6 world-class players? I would say no. I think, and I don't mean that to be disrespectful, they can certainly get themselves back into the Champions League if they don't make it this season, but I think it's going to take more than one transfer window to get that team and squad playing properly. So I think it's probably a 2-year job, and I think whoever the manager is, whether they're going to stick with Solskjaer or not, needs to be given that time. But there is massive investment needed there. I don't know why that was. Maybe that was accidentally deleted by Brian, but I got the comment out before it was deleted anyway. You can have me after next season playing the central attacking mid position, said Wool Wizard. Liverpool will win the Championship and the Champions League, said Callum. Oh mate, that would be so sweet. That would be fucking class. I'm not ready for the last game of the season. I could see City win the league right in front of me. Words won't explain the potential pain. Just gotta accept whatever happens, mate. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. It won't make it any less painful, as you said, but let's just wait and see. If Liverpool win the Premier League, I'm moving to Scotland. Oh, I think now I see why you deleted your comment. I think you'd put it in a few times. Did you see the gaffer's message to Van Dijk? I did. I seen the part where he said we bought him for a very cheap fee as well. Yeah, it was great to see Kloppo talking about Van Dijk, and it was even greater to see Van Dijk, of course, collecting that award, having Trent, Mane and Robbo there with him as well, collecting their Team of the Year awards. Craig, a draw at Barca would be a big plus. Second leg would be an advantage. 100%. I would absolutely take a draw, Shane. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I don't know if a manager would ever go out and set up to try and get a draw because it's a dangerous game to play. I think for us to score away from home in this semi-final would be a plus. Whether that's a 1-1 draw, even a 2-1 loss. I just think to score away from home and bring them back to Anfield, I fancy us. I really would. Low Fat said City rumoured to be interested in signing Rodri from Atletico, 65 million. I did see those links. I think there's 2 players going to be leaving Atletico in the summer. And Atletico were linked to Marco Grujic actually as a potential replacement for a couple of players. If Liverpool win the league, I'll go to school in full red, said Proper Skills. I like Lovren, said Ollie Richards. I mean, why not, mate? Dejan Lovren is a very good centre-back. Dave, pleasure, mate. I'll talk to you soon. Great to catch up with you earlier on. And just a reminder, if anybody does want to catch up and give Dave a follow, it's at DHCopbite on Twitter. Right, guys, going to stay on for another 10 minutes and then I'm going to call it a night. City ain't winning the league, not this year, said Poochmount. And again, shout out if you haven't subscribed, guys, please do hit that button and drop a like on the stream. Thank you very much. Roberto's in. How are you, mate? Welcome. Dominic Rich, who's a Manchester City fan, according to Graham Holmes, says we're looking to restore our legacy in Europe. I mean, what the fuck? By that logic, Manchester City will have a legacy in 100 years. I don't mind. I mean, it's just banter, mate. I'll just ignore them. We're European royalty. I think that's fair to say. And we're back in our second semi-final in 2 seasons. It's good times, mate. It is good times. Definitely going to do the watch along tomorrow night. What time? What time does the game start? Let me just check, because I can never remember if they're 8 or quarter to 8 kickoffs. So let me just check that and then I'll confirm 100%. 2 seconds. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, so I'd say about 20 to 8, quarter to 8 is when we'll go live for the watch along tomorrow. Because when it's not Liverpool games, we don't go half an hour beforehand because we don't have as much to discuss because it's Ajax and Spurs. Liverpool game on Wednesday, of course, will start half an hour beforehand, so 7:30 start. But again, as Joanne said, a reminder, we are doing a watch along tomorrow for the Spurs Ajax semi-final, so I hope you can join us for that one. Should start at 7:40. I'm not very confident Brighton will get something versus City, but if they do, my dad and I will be celebrating like mad at the Amex, said Heme. Koke would suit our style of play. He's a very good footballer, Gary. Koke. And I think he was the other player I'd seen linked with a move away. Thank you to everyone who was letting me know it was 8 o'clock as well. Thank you very much. Can you tell me who plays for these clubs? Stephen, I think you were talking to somebody else there, Mr. Pogba. Liverpool should buy the best players. I don't care where they come from, said Ollie Richards. Cheers, Craig. Cheers, chat. Up the red, said Wool Wizard. Any tattoos? Me? Yeah, mate, I've fucking loads of them. I'm not even joking. Hang on. I'm wearing a tight sleeve top. I've got, as you can see, 2 sleeves. Well, 1 full sleeve, 1 half sleeve, couple of tattoos on my leg. So yes, mate, I've got tattoos. I'd love to watch a game with you. Get right into the match like myself, said Andrew Childerhouse. I mean, never say never, mate. Anything's possible. Do you think Origi and Mane will be swapped? Absolutely, Robbie. If that team I put out there, or that front 3 was to happen, there's every chance that Origi could go out onto the left and Mane could go through the centre, mate. I mean, it's happened before. Boom, boom, boom. Can you tell what club these number 1 Steven Gerrard are? I don't know. I mean, Mr. Pogba, mate, you're trying to be funny. You're not funny. The Gerrard slip thing, I mean, mate, it's been done a fucking million times by every opposition fan that's come on to try and have a go. So I gave you an opportunity in the chat. You've just shown yourself up to be a dickhead, so I've had to remove you. We're 100% going for the win at Barca, said Aiden. I hate removing people like that as well. I always try and give people the benefit of the doubt, but I've read 3 or 4 of his comments and I could see he was building up to something, and then he went for the whole Stephen G Slippy thing. Not original, mate. Not funny. Not even fucking relevant anymore, to be honest. Been meaning to ask Craig, but how do you think Pulisic will do next season? I know you're a fan of his. I think he'll do well in the Premier League. I'm just interested to see what happens at Chelsea with regards to transfers. Obviously, it looks like Hazard might move on. We don't know what's going on with that transfer ban. I think he'll do well. Like any other player, I wouldn't be expecting miracles from him in his first year in the league, but he's still a young player that's developing. But I do like the kid. I'm not going to go back on what I said. I think he's a very good player. Liverpool don't have much of a team if they just play British players. I don't know what that's about. I must have missed a part of the comment already. They should talk about the Robbo slip now instead and how we beat Chelsea. I mean, the Gerrard thing, it's past, it's done. Do they honestly think that it bugs us? Like, do they think we're not aware that Gerrard had a slip in that game? Do they think it's news to us? It's just, to me, it's just the postings of somebody who hasn't got anything intelligent to say, or isn't even good at banter, to be fair. Watching crying Manx at Sunderland was a beautiful sight, said Graham Holmes. 5 years and they still bring up the slip, and they say Liverpool fans are unbearable. Did anybody see the post on the Manchester City Twitter account today where they put up the 2 goal line technology incidents, errors against them and theirs against Burnley? I love a bit of shithousery. I mean, I've seen some Liverpool fans losing their mind, and October even posted from our account something along the lines of, but yet we're the ones that people think will be unbearable. I like a bit of shithousery. I like to see clubs' Twitter accounts getting a bit salty like that, or winding people up. Mr. Steamer says, I've got nothing intelligent to say, to be fair. Yes, mate, but at least you're consistent, mate, and you're our mascot, so you're always going to be in the chat. Ollie Richardson, in 20 years, they'll still be bringing it up. Yeah, they probably will. Do you know what? Look, ladies and gents, I think on that note, probably call it a night. A massive thank you to Dave for coming in for a catch-up earlier on. As I said, if you want to give Dave a follow on Twitter, it's at DHCopboy. Also, don't forget to check out our competition with thanks to all-star signings. Have a look in the stream notes. There's a link there for the competition. Or you can go onto the Anfield Agenda Twitter account, and there's one up there as well. Massive thank you to all-star signings for the competition. Look, nothing else really to say. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:40 or so for the watch-along. Still working to nail down expressions for Thursday. I think that's pretty much done and dusted though. So I was going to take Thursday night off, but what I'm thinking of doing now is, I'm not sure if I'll pre-record or go live with the expressions video. I'll let you know that probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But that's probably the only content that I'm going to put up on Thursday, because being honest with everyone, I'm absolutely exhausted. This has been a very mentally draining few weeks. So I was hoping to get a day off this week, but with the preview tonight, the watch along tomorrow, the watch along Wednesday, and expressions on Thursday, I think I'll probably just do the little bit with expressions and then take the rest of Thursday off, if that's okay, because we've got preview then for Newcastle on Friday, Newcastle game Saturday, and then we're going to be building straight up to the second leg against Barcelona. So look, as always, ladies and gents, thank you for your time. Thank you to everyone that joined us. Thank you for all your wonderful comments. Thank you to those people that liked the stream. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll join you tomorrow for the Spurs Ajax game. Up to motherfucking Reds.